Happy Halloween, boys and girls, and welcome to another edition of Going to Bed with Mike and Steve. I'm Mike.
Oh boy, and I'm Steve.
And tonight we have the thrilling conclusion of Goosebumps number 42, Egg Monsters from Mars by R.L. Stine. Are you ready?
Hold on to something, boys and girls.
Hold on to your butts. Or your dicks. Or your elbows. I don't care what you're holding on to. You just hold on to something. Dr. Dre says, Chapter 32.
Oh boy.
I saw Mom and Dad staring at me. They had worried expressions on their faces. Where are the egg creatures? Mom demanded softly.
Yep.
I don't think this is going where you think it's going.
I don't know. Probably not, but thus far...
Here, let's take a guess. Here's what we'll do. I accidentally peeked at the ending, but I want to hear what your theory is as to where this is going, and then we'll see.
Well, the door was wide open, so they could have either escaped or they went inside the doctor.
Okay, the egg monsters are living inside the doctor.
Or have just escaped. Two potential.
Okay.
Or got inside the doctor and left.
It brought him back to Mars?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. Well, let's see.
Let's see.
They're gone, I choked out. The lab stood empty. No Dr. Dre, no egg creatures, no one. Bare white walls, nothing on the floor, nothing. Maybe they went back to Mars, I murmured, shaking my head. And Dr. Dre? What about Dr. Dre? Dad asked.
I just want to take a second, so whatever you think might happen, let us know prior to, if you don't know the ending, let us know what you think might happen.
I'd be interested to hear theories. Maybe they took Dr. Dre with them. Hey, that was what Steve thought.
All right.
Let's go home, Mom sighed. Let's get you to bed, Dana. Dad guided me from the room, his hands on my shoulders. I'll call Dr. Martin, he said softly. I'm sure we can get him to come to the house this morning. I do feel a little strange, I admitted. So they drove me home and tucked me into bed. The doctor came later that morning and examined me. He didn't find anything wrong, but he said I should stay in bed and rest for a while. I knew that Mom and Dad didn't believe my story. I felt bad about that, but I didn't know how to convince them that I was telling the truth. I did feel a little weird. Yeah, you said that. You said that out loud. No, excuse me. He said he felt a little strange. Now he feels weird. There's
a little odd,
subtle differences.
A little different. Keep telling us.
Just tired, I guess. I dozed off and woke up and dozed off again. In the afternoon, I woke up to hear my sister Brandy talking to some friends outside my room. Dana totally freaked out, I heard Brandy say. He says he was kidnapped by egg monsters from Mars. I heard Brandy's friends giggling. Oh, great, I thought bitterly. Now everyone thinks I'm a nutcase. There's that negativity against mental illness in all of R.L. Stine's books.
They're going to think I'm crazy. Oh, no.
I wanted to call Brandy into my room and tell her what really happened. I wanted to make her believe me. I wanted to make someone believe me. But how? I fell asleep again. I was awakened by a voice calling my name. I sat up in bed. Someone has opened the Chamber of Secrets, Dana. You must go. On Mars. I sat up in bed. The voice floated in from my open bedroom window. I climbed out of bed and made my way to the window. Anne was calling my name from the driveway. Dana, are you okay? Do you want to come over? I got a new CD-ROM version of Battle Chess.
Oh, yeah.
There is so much about that is so mid to early 90s.
I got a CD-ROM.
I got a new CD-ROM and it's Battle Chess. Cool.
You know, it's chess with the word battle in front of it to seem cooler.
To make it seem cooler.
It's got
limited animation.
3 frames of animation per chess piece.
Cool, I called down to Anne. I'll be right over. I pulled on a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. I was feeling pretty good. Rested like my old self. Wild and crazy guy.
Baby.
So happy that everything was back to normal. I hummed to myself as I brushed my hair. I stared at myself in the mirror. You had an amazing adventure, Dana, I told myself. Imagine, you spent a night with egg creatures from Mars. But now you're okay, and your life is back to normal. I felt so happy. I gave We're gonna have music playing under this as well, so we're gonna have
Extra 2 layers of
two
music.
layers of music, which I'm sure will be a thrill to listen to.
Be beautiful.
You had an amazing adventure, Dana, I told myself. Imagine you spent a night with egg creatures from Mars. But now you're okay and your life is back to normal. I felt so happy. I gave Brandy a hug on my way down the stairs. She stared at me as if I truly were crazy, humming loudly. I made my way out the kitchen door and started across the yard to Anne's house. Everything looked so beautiful to me. The grass, the trees, the spring flowers, the sun setting behind the trees. What a day! What a beautiful, perfect, normal day! And then halfway across Anne's lawn, I stopped.
Did he say that? He said that? What a beautiful...
What a day, what a beautiful, perfect, normal day.
What a day! Witness!
And then halfway across Anne's lawn, I stopped. Now, there's one sentence left, but I want to back up for a second to our theory from the beginning that this entire book was about, was an allegory or a metaphor.
His growing sexuality.
His burgeoning sexuality and puberty and all of that.
He's budding.
The egg monsters had sex with him, Steve, while he was asleep. And I'm not just saying that as a joke. The egg monsters literally had to have had sex with him because I crouched down on the grass and I laid the biggest egg you ever saw.
Oh my.
The egg monsters had sex with him in his sleep. I mean, either that or they reproduced through
So there was an
physical contact.
There was an egg before, so it either came from the sky or they had done it previously.
Right.
And now they've done it again. And you assume they were doing it to the doctor as well, just more vigorously.
they were really going at the doctor.
So where they went, I guess, is still unknown.
Yeah, we don't know
they're just
where they
out
went.
And about now.
Yeah, they might, like your theory, the theory that you provided, that they probably embodied Dr. Dre and took him back to their home planet. But they literally impregnated this child.
He woke up aroused, remember?
He had woken up aroused. They smelled it on him, and they just, maybe he accidentally impregnated. No, he was impregnated because he gave birth to the egg, or he laid the egg rather. And that's pretty unfortunate because if you think about it, it's like, the sentence simply says, and I laid the biggest egg you ever saw. But when you actually think of the reality of the situation, like, he dropped his pants, he crouched down, he thought, man, I gotta take a shit.
Like, my stomach, I'm not feeling so good.
But remember, these are the size of ostrich eggs.
And then coming out?
That would,
You think when you feel a little constipated it hurts? No.
This poor boy was raped by egg monsters.
You a new one.
From Mars.
But they're like, it's cool. And I laid a big.
And then I laid a big egg.
Good.
But that's the thing, and that's kind of how you and I had got into this in the first place, into reading these books aloud to one another, is the fact that children's books are actually far more disturbing through an adult lens because there's a lot of undertones. There's a lot of actual danger, and when you actually think about the reality of, like when you're a kid, you're just like, oh, he touched the egg monster, and so now he laid an egg, but you don't think about the fact that, okay, some sort of a reproductive process happened there, which by definition is sex. These egg monsters had sex with this boy,
and
he laid an egg. You don't realize that when you're in first or second grade, but as an adult, you look at this and you're like, holy shit, this child was raped by egg monsters.
See, he's good at getting kids afraid based off those little basic oh no, you're alone, parents aren't listening to you, ew, you touched a gross monster.
There's a monster.
But for adults, it's also no adult is paying attention to these poor kids. This kid was
kidnapped by an adult. He was raped by an egg monster from Mars. Now he's pregnant and he's just ruined his anal cavity.
Completely destroyed.
By passing an ostrich egg-sized egg monster from Mars egg. And
what's he gonna do with
I guess
the
the
cycle will
just gonna
continue
until the whole. Do
you think they still look like this, or different versions? Kind of like
this version is half egg and half Dana.
It takes the DNA to create the perfect organism. Just needs to burst from the stomach.
And that is the scariest thing of all. Well, Steve, that's
Shall we,
all for...
wrap up with...
all right, about the author.
Let's give a little credit to our boy here.
Yeah, we want to thank R.L. Stine, who is the author of over 3 dozen best-selling thrillers and mysteries for young people. Recent titles.
All right, recent titles, folks.
Titles contemporary to 1995 for teenagers include I Saw You That Night, Call Waiting, Halloween Night 2, The Dead Girlfriend, and The Babysitter 4, all published by Scholastic. He's also the author of the Fear Street series. Bob lives in New York City with his wife Jane and 15-year-old son Matt.
Awesome.
And that concludes R.L. Stine's Goosebumps, number 42, Egg Monsters from Mars. Have a happy and safe Halloween, everybody. And good night, Steve.
I don't know if I'll be able to sleep.
Nightmares about being raped by egg monsters.
But we suggest pick up the books and enjoy them.
Yeah, read them to your kids. Read them to your mailman. Read them to, read them to whoever you want. Yeah, pick up the book. Good night, Steve.
Good night, Mike. Good night, everybody. Dun, 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 dun.